So we'll be dealing, so I'll be giving more examples of geometric means. That is for our module number 9. And we all know that if we talk about geometric means, ang ibig sabihin yan ay terms. It can be geometric mean or geometric mean. So that can be a term or terms between non-consecutive two terms. Of course, of a given geometric sequence. So let us have an example or examples. Example number 1. So we have -3. We have -3 and -108. So for us to get the middle term, since we are getting the middle term, we only use m is equal to the square root of x times y, where your m is the middle term and x is -3 and y is -108. Then multiply natin, since that is -3 times -108, we'll get positive. So m is equal to positive 324. And you have to get the square root of your answer. Therefore, your middle term is 18. It's positive 18. So, ang sagot natin dito, it can be positive, it can be negative. So, pwedeng positive 18, pwedeng negative 18, since you get the square root. Okay? Let's have example number 2. For example number 2, you have -3, -75. Get the middle term. Multiply lang natin sila. So -3 times -75 is equal to 200. 225. And the square root of 225 is 15. It can be positive, it can be negative. Okay? So bakit ko sinasabing it can be positive, it can be negative? Kasi pwedeng ang sequence niya ay negative, positive, negative. Okay? It can be negative, positive, negative. So for example, -3. Your R is, di ba, 15 to. Your R can be -5. So kung -5 yung R mo, the next term is positive 15. If your R is positive 5, therefore, it can be -15. So either of the two. So it can be positive or negative. The other one, same. If your R is positive 6, therefore, it can be -18. Ang R mo ay -6 times mo sa -3, that will be positive. That will give you positive. So bakit ko siya sinasabing it can be positive or negative? It's because it will, both of them will satisfy the given. Okay, next. Here, asked to insert three geometric means. So for example number 3, wait lang, move lang natin yung selection bar. So we have 3,125 blank, blank, blank. Then you have 5. So may pinagbabasehan tayo ang may kinukuhanan akong example. So I don't have here the books. So we will use the formula. A sub n is equal to first term times r raised to n minus 1. This is the nth term. Nth term. This is the nth term of a geometric sequence. So we substitute, this will be our a sub n, and this will be our first term. So 5 is equal to 3,125 times r raised to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 yung terms mo, minus 1, that's 4. Divide both sides by 3,125. Cancel. So our r raised to 4 is equal to 5 divided by 3,125, and that will give you 1 over 625. And you get the fourth root. Get the fourth root. So we'll have r is equal to 1 over 5. So since you know already your r, the common ratio, then madali na natin ito makukuha. So that's 3,125 times 1/5. That's 625 times 1/5. 125 times 1/5, 25, and times 1/5, you'll get 5. Okay? So by getting the common ratio, you're able to get the next terms. For number 4. So for number 4, we have negative 25 over 8 blank, 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 negative 32 over 25. So for us to get the ratio, all you have to do is to substitute the first term and the last term. Okay? Kahit hindi na natin sabihin na yan yung last term or fifth term. Alam nyo na yan. So we have negative 32 divided by 25 is equal to negative 25 divided by 8 times r raised to 4. Kasi we have 5 terms. Then, of course, you divide both sides, diba? Or simply, by multiplication property, get the reciprocal of the numerical coefficient or the first term. First term na lang para hindi kayo malito. So get the reciprocal of your first term, but still it's negative. That's negative 8 over 25 para maging positive 1 siya. Then ma-eliminate yung numerical sa katabi ng R4 raised to 4 para makuha natin yung fourth root niya. So cancel na to, pareho, cancel na yan. We'll have r raised to 4 is equal to, then we have negative, negative is positive, 8 times 32 is 256 divided by 25 times 25. We have 625. Then we get the fourth root of that. So pag kinuha mo yung fourth root, you may use your calculator or pwede rin naman na isipin nyo na lang if kabisado nyo yung mga roots. So we have here 4 over 5. So ito yung i-multiply natin for us to get the next terms. So mag-multiply na tayo. We have negative 25 over or divided by 8 times 4 over 5. So we have here, we'll do the cancellation to simplify our answer. So we have, should be 1. This is 2. This is 5. This is 1. So we have negative 5 halves. So our first term is negative 5. That's 5 halves. Next. So negative 5 halves times, bilhin na natin yung equal. Negative 5 halves times 4 divided by 5. Cancel. This is 2. This is 1. So we have negative 2. We have here negative 2. So negative 2. Next, negative 2 times 4 divided by 5. So we'll have negative 8 over 5. So our next term, last missing term is negative 8 divided by 5. So we already have the three terms in between negative 25 over 8 or divided by 8 and negative 32 divided by 25. Let us have our next example. So let us have number na tayo, 3, 4, 5. Is it the number 5? Ay, number 4 pa lang pala siya. Excited. So let us have number 4 example. So if you're asked to insert two geometric means between 3 and 648, all we have to do is to substitute to the formula 6, 4, 8 is equal to 3 times r raised to 3 na lang because minus 1 tayo. 1, 2, 3, 4 minus 1, 3. Divide both side by 3. So we have r cubed is equal to 2, 1, 6. So you get the cube root of 216. Be able to get the r. Cube root of 216. That's 6. So multiply natin sa 6 for us to get the next term. You have 18 times 6. That will give you 108. So we are done with the first two. Let us have example number 5. You have 1, blank, 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 and 16. So you have 16 is equal to 1. So you don't have to write it. Then raised to 4. And r is equal to 2. So you have 2, 4, 8. That's easy. And then we'll have example number 6. For example number 6, we will have a sequence that starts at negative 1, insert 2 geometric means, and the last term is negative 27. Negative 27 is equal to negative 1 times r raised to 3. Divide both sides by negative 1. Okay, wait. Divide both sides by negative 1. So r cubed is equal to 27. So r is equal to 3. Therefore, this will be 3, negative 3, negative 9. So that's it. For you to find the middle terms, if you are asked to give one term only, you may use the formula m is equal to the square root of x times y. And if not, you are asked to look for the 2 terms between, 3 terms between, 4 terms between. Basta hindi lang isang pinapahanap sa inyo, you may use the formula, substitute the given, and then you'll have your ratio. Then multiply the previous term to the next term for you to get the missing terms. Okay? So that's it for today.